Every time I see Ruben Dias as a supporter of Man United, do you know what comes to my mind? That United went ahead to obviously make a very bad decision when it came to signing Harry Maguire. Remember, Ruben Dias came in here for 60 million quid, and Harry Maguire came in through for 80 million quid. And remember, all these two teams, Man United and Man City, we are going in for Ruben Dias. You get? And United, sorry, we are going in for Harry Maguire, and the side of Man City were like, we cannot exceed 60 mil. And United was like, we have to beat Man City, and we're obviously going to be meeting the transfer asking fee from Nottingham for Harry Maguire. And United coughed 80 million pounds for Harry Maguire. And I think by then he was the most expensive defender in the world. And I stand to be corrected if at all there is anyone who has ever gone ahead to exceed that amount of fuel crossing from one team to another. But United missed out on signing a very good defender who went ahead to win all the awards. I think there is a season where Man City won almost everything. He was even voted the Premier League Players of the Year and the fans player of the year. He won every accolade because he is a defender, but he looked like to be the standard out player the side of Man City. But in that Man City side that had Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, I think even Erling Haaland was there. So for a defender to win all those awards when forwards are really there, it shows you that he's really a different kind of player altogether. Welcome to this channel. Diaz, new contract talks, 99% loading. And then we obviously going to be discussing things concerning Frenkie de Jong, and then there is another story concerning Pep Guardiola and what he thinks about the progress of Man City for the last 12 years. We're here and we are set to let it run like it's supposed to run. So, first things first, subscribe. We want to hit 27,000 subscribers, right? That's our mission. Then after subscribing, hit the notification bell that whenever you get notified every time I upload a video on this channel. We go live on a daily, we upload a short, and we also do uploads in here onto this beautiful channel of ours. So let's see close to 100 likes much in this video, and let's dedicate this video to Becky, by the way. Becky, I dedicate this video to you. I know you're a Man City fan and you love Ruben Dias die. So Ruben Dias is expected to open contract negotiations with Man City after the FIFA Club World Cup. Now, Man City is into the FIFA Club World Cup, and Man City, I think it's going playing on Monday or Tuesday, and they're playing against Al Hilal. Obviously, with how they played against a side known as Juventus, you expect them to go through to play into the quarterfinals. And for the quarterfinals, if they are done, they might face Chelsea or Palmeiras. That is it. But for Man City to obviously offer this guy a contract, it's really a very calculated move if you know what this guy is all about. Ruben Dias is one of the best defenders in the world. You know, he has won everything that a club or that a player is supposed to win at the club level. He won the Nations League with the Portuguese team, and I also understand that he is in process to really winning a World Cup, because Portugal are really going to be one of the big contenders come the World Cup of 2026. That is next year. So he's 28 years of age and he turned 28 this year, and he has been at Man City since 2020, you know. Then he's going to be coming in through to really negotiate a new contract, and I think they're obviously going to be increasing the salary that he's really earning. That means he has been here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years at the club of Man City, and he is a player that is really instrumental. You know, he jerries well with other players at Man City, and we all know his contributions. He is a player that has the leadership skills. Sometimes he's being seen as the captain of Man City, you know, and he also scores goals, he defends very well, good on the ball. He's a complete player that you'll ever find in your team. And I think Pep is doing a very huge job to obviously keep one of his senior players. Though he's just 28, but he's a senior player, you know. And for the years we've gonna hate to hear his name, you would think that he's in his early 30s. You know, that's why I felt bad that Harry Maguire is now, I think, gonna be making 32. But Dias is 28, and all United had to do was to bring in Ruben Dias, because Harry Maguire came in through in 2019, and this guy came in through the next season, meaning that we would have gone ahead to go in for Ruben Dias, but we didn't, because Man United wants to sign English players a lot. You understand? So that's all about Ruben Dias, and I know he is gonna be staying at Man City for some long time. Let's go to Barcelona and talk about Frenkie de Jong, whose future has been in an ocean of questions. And Barca president Laporte has said the renewal of Frenkie de Jong is going in the right direction. You want him to stay for many years. He's a pillar of the team, as Coleman says. I hope he stays. He wants to stay, and I know he's happy at Barcelona. I don't see any major problems. So he's like, there is no major problem that's going to see this guy leave the side of Barcelona. That's what we are being told by the the president of Barcelona. And for me, Frenkie de Jong is that kind of player that hasn't gone ahead to obviously suit well into that side of Hans Flink, you know, but I know to it that he's gonna be sitting in well. I think injuries have been part of that, or the big contributors. But the likes of Casado, Pedri, Gavi have come up and obviously done a very big role into that. But I think none of those matches the levels of a player called Frank de Jong. His quality is really up there, and his experience is needed hugely. One of those players that can play as a CDM, he can play as a box-to-box midfielder, he can also play as a central attacking midfielder. That's why in every phase of the pitch where he reaches, he acts exactly in the right requirement there. If you know that he is a player known as Frenkie de Jong. He has been linked to very many clubs: Man City, Liverpool, especially Man United, Arsenal, and very many more. But the player is here to stay, and nothing will leave unturned for that. So the preseason obviously show us what plan Hans Flink has for this player known as Frenkie de Jong. But they say they are really in talks, and they want to see to it that they obviously keep him at the club of Barcelona. That is it. Then Pep Guardiola has said the following, that 12 years ago, never in the world would you expect Man City in the Club World Cup. We played in the mid-table. Now we are facing the elite teams. It's an honor. Obviously, Pep has played a very big role into what Man City has gone ahead to become. You know, like him or hate him, he's the best manager in the world. You know, he has brought in his new style that people thought cannot come up through and really dominate world football, but he has. And I want to send a warning to everyone watching this video that for every team that is participating in the Premier League and Champions League, please try to tighten your seatbelts, because Man City has gone ahead to add on more players. In the January transfer window, they brought in Nico Gonzalez, they brought in Marmosh, Victor Reis, and Kushanov. Now, they've gone ahead to bring in a new goalkeeper. Is it Ellie from Chelsea? They've added on Reinders, Ryan Cheki, and Altri Nori, you know, and they're still wanting to get in a player, meaning that they can sign close to 10 players in a space of 6 months. What message do you get when you hear that a team like Man City has gone ahead to add on 8 players in the space of 6 months? It means that they're really very much ready to come and retain their lost throne. Man City is using this FIFA Club World Cup to act as a preseason, such that this team jellies around and they find themselves in a purpose of really knowing one another. and what a tournament they're obviously going to be using to launch their bid for the Premier League and Champions League next season. Your thoughts on Ruben Dias's new contract talks are welcome in the comment section below. What do you think about Frenkie de Jong's new contract? And then, what are your thoughts about Pep Guardiola being one of the best managers that have ever gone ahead to transform a club to where it is right now? We out.